everybody, and welcome to Forever Motorsports. We have just finished the pre-season testing day one's first session. So Monday, the morning session on this Thursday sees lots happening. One of the biggest stories of the lot: Ferrari, interestingly, have got a slight fault inside of their car. Now, they do actually speak about it in a little article, and I will go back to that now. But it's very interesting to know that Ferrari already showing a little bit of last year's sort of little things with an issue slightly. It's not really a big issue, but nonetheless, very interesting and quite a laugh as well. We'll have a look at it now. But nonetheless, we're just going to recap the morning session of testing, pre-season testing, the morning session for day one in Bahrain. So, what did we see in the session? Well, we saw Aston Martin quite early on in the session. They had to stop the car with Djokovic in it. Obviously, Djokovic filling in for Lance Stroll in this testing session, or these testing sessions at least. His car decided to stop. It apparently was an ECU function, lack of function rather, because they were running the rear grip. So they're running aerodynamic grips at the back. The aerodynamic rack was on the back, the rear wing. And with all the computing and everything like that, the ECU overpowered, apparently. That's what they reckon happened. That's what we think has happened. And so the ECU died. And so the cars came to a standstill, and they had to wheel the car in. It wasn't obviously a major fault at all, as the car did then go back out in the session and was running absolutely fine. So that was the one thing. So Aston Martin had a little bit of a stop. The next, obviously, being that Ferrari's nose. Yeah, and let's just have a look at Ferrari's nose, because it was quite interesting. So here I've got a picture, and you see it's quite interesting if you look at it. So you see the middle there, on the front of the nose. What you're seeing is a seriously big dent in the front of the nose of the Ferrari. So what actually happened is they reckon Ferrari has actually got has tried to cut weight in the car, trying to lose weight in some places, and that front nose is hollow. So what's happened is the car on the main straight is going at such speed, and there's such air pressure being applied to the front of the nose that it's actually forcing that piece there backwards and creating that little hole where the air is. As soon as it comes around the corner, of course, the hole then comes back and it reshapes. And I'm just going to show you even a video here. So I'll just quickly show the video of the piece here as well, and you'll see it's very, very interesting as we follow along here. You see it's just going in there, it's divoted in, it's divoted in, it's divoted in, and as it comes around the corner, it then comes back out. You see now it's just about to come there, and you see it there, and then it goes dunk back as soon as there's less air, and you see it just sort of comes back and then returns to normal. So very, very, very interesting, of course, from Ferrari. They're showing the fact that they do have a small issue with regards to that front nose, and they have come out and said in an article, they went and said they have confirmed an apparent flaw on the new car spotted early in pre-season testing, and it's not intentional. So lots of people were saying, is this perhaps a little strategy thing? Maybe this is actually going to help the Ferrari gain grip or something. People were throwing around some bizarre theories and things. Nonetheless, what actually happened is not intentional, and it is a small flaw on the car already. So it was not caused by impact, but it's rather by air resistance at high speeds. The dent appeared in the nose of the car and duly disappeared whenever the car slowed down for a corner. There was immediate speculation about all these various things, but yeah, it was very soon confirmed by the team that this was not some design masterstroke. The Scuderia said that the bending of the bodywork at high speeds was not intended, implying that it was caused by a manufacturing flaw in that particular part of the nose. The team is expected to come up with a fix for the issue. So there is a small issue on that front nose of the Ferrari, as you can see in that picture there. And yeah, the Ferrari mechanics will, I'm sure, fix that by next week. Not a major issue, but nonetheless, the very first signs of a couple of small problems with the Ferrari car. So maybe they've been missing out on other things, and who knows, maybe reliability might be another issue for this 2023 season. Nonetheless, that was just one part of the session, of course. So other notable things in the session that we can just talk about. So, of course, we saw the likes of Max Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, and George Russell of the three big teams make their way out onto the grid. Now, Mercedes looking to really improve on last year. Didn't have a fantastic brilliant session in terms of times compared to the Ferrari and the Red Bull. But of course, it is only day one, session one of testing. So at the end of testing, you can get a better idea of what are the real times between these cars. So we had Verstappen in the Red Bull finish with the quickest time in that session at a 1 minute 32 seconds and 0.959. Then Carlos Sainz with the Ferrari in second. He was leading most of it, but Verstappen took it in the last hour. Then he got a 1 minute 33.253. Alex Albon, funny enough, in third place. So yeah, doing really, really well there in the Williams. 133.6. Then Guan Yu Zhou of the Alfa Romeo, 133.7. Russell in fifth with 134.17. I'm sure Mercedes would like to improve on that. Nico Hulkenberg's return to Formula One sees him in the sixth fastest time out of that session with a 134.42. Then Dragovic filling in for Lance Stroll. Took a little while to get going, but eventually found his feet. He got a 1.34.56. Then rounding the last three off with Tsunoda, Gasly, and last, surprisingly, Oscar Piastri in the McLaren. McLaren, I was really hoping, would try and sort of give indications to their fans that they've got a quick car this year, but out of the 10 cars so far, slowest in that session. So we are looking forward to the afternoon session, which is coming up right now. And so we will also be streaming that for you. Be sure to be there as well. But yeah, biggest news of the lot, Ferrari's nose. Oof. Interesting. And I just loved how Twitter decided, no, this is a Ferrari masterstroke. Not at all. It's a flaw, and they will be fixing it. But you have been watching Forever Motorsports with me, Mark, and I will also be recapping, or at least somebody will be recapping the afternoon session as well. Until then, cheers.